I love you, but you have to love you. You probably feel like you're not worthy of love. And the reason that is because you've been through certain situations, you've been treated away by certain people, and it made you feel not worthy of being loved. And that's why you struggle with loving yourself. But let me just throw some perspective in there that may help you. Many people say they're not worthy of love because of things they've experienced or people they've been around. But you remember those times when you needed someone to help you and nobody helped you, so you did it yourself? And when people come to help you, you're like, nah, I got it myself because I'm so used to doing things by myself, right? So if you've been shown all these times that people treat you a certain way, they show you and make you feel like you're not worthy of love, why won't you just do it yourself? You say you want love, you say you desire to be loved, but you don't feel worthy. So why not just do it yourself? You wanted help, you needed assistance with something, but nobody would help you, so you did it yourself because your mind sees that instant benefit. There's really no benefit, from love. There's struggle that comes out of love. It's hard to love yourself. It's hard to love people because love is tested in times of desperation, times of triumph and adversity. That's when love is tested. When things are good and easy, anybody could do that. But can you love when love hurts? And you have to practice those things. You have to love yourself. You have to take care of yourself. When was the last time you checked on yourself? When was the last time you took care of yourself? And see, a lot of people get on here and they say things like this, but no one tells you what they did to begin to love themselves. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. So in times where I felt like I needed some more love and I needed to love myself and really take care of myself, I stopped and think, what am I doing for myself? Right? When I was at my lowest of low, I couldn't play football. I had a muscle torn from my hip, so I laid in my bed all day and I couldn't do anything for myself to make me happy until I found content creating, to get back into that. And, that was one of my lowest times. And then recently, I was going through a breakup. And in the midst of that breakup, I'm like, man, what am I doing for myself? And it was nothing. I wasn't playing piano. I wasn't playing guitar. I wasn't doing the things that I love. I had used my time and energy to cater to a person and make sure they were okay, make sure they had the greatest experiences. And I took them on excursions and I put myself on the back burner, ultimately breaking my own heart, ultimately making myself exhausted, not loving myself. So I had to get back to myself and really say, okay, I like to play guitar. How about I start playing more guitar, right? I like to play piano. How about I start doing that? I like to create content. How about I do that? And I can make content that helps me, that holds me accountable, and I can help people while doing that, and that will fulfill me, right? So I got back to myself by catering to myself, by talking to myself, by reflecting on myself. In every decision that you make, you should think, okay? So for instance, for example, when you go to the gym, think about it. Is this loving myself? Am I doing this for a benefit? Is this benefiting me? And, you should say yes. So you're like, okay, so I'm going to the gym. I'm taking care of myself. This is going to make me better. This is self-love. Go ahead and mark that point right there. Then you get out the gym and you go straight to McDonald's and you order 25 quarter pounders, right? Now, before you make that transaction, I want you to think, is this good for me? No. Do I need this? No. So I'm conscious now. I'm aware that I'm doing something that's bad for me. How about I tell them to cancel that order before I make a transaction to, you know what I'm saying, the other side of self-love, self-destruction, whatever you want to call it, right? Neglect. You're neglecting yourself. You're neglecting your health. You're neglecting your progress. You went to the gym and now you're going to throw it all away because you're making this poor decision, right? So everything you do every day, you should question yourself. You should be more conscious. Is this helping me? Is this fulfilling me? And if you get to the point where almost everything you're doing, whether it's working a job, whether it's going to school, whether it's people you're around, whether it's music you're listening to, whether it's your diet, whether it's your routine, if those things are not fulfilling you, my friend, you have to make changes. If you want to change your life, you have to change you. You have to change something, because if you keep doing the same things over and over, and you keep complaining and you keep playing victim and you keep blaming everybody else, your life is never going to change. You're never going to love yourself. The quality of your life is never going to increase, because you are stuck in a loop, a perpetual dump. It's just going to keep revolving because you won't take the time to reflect on self. A lot of our problems, a lot of our issues, our insecurities, the way we feel, guess where it comes from? The outside. You take the outside and you look inside. But really, if you want to solve 99% of your problems, all it takes is you looking inside of you. Who taught you to hate yourself? What situation caused you to feel bad about yourself? Why is it that you hate your nose? Did you hate your nose as a child? Or did you get to middle school and somebody picked on you? Why is it that you hate your hair? Because somebody told you you needed a haircut and it was shaggy? Why is it? I remember when you loved yourself. I remember when you loved everything about yourself. I remember when you loved your life. So who made you change? What happened outside of you that made you feel some type of way? What is it? Because you didn't teach yourself to hate yourself. You have blamed yourself for things you have not done. Who taught you that? Who influenced that? Who encouraged that? Who allowed that? Right? 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be you. But number one, the step in healing, the step in growing is you have to take accountability for the role in your suffering. If someone treats me bad and it makes me feel bad, and I continue to allow it to make me feel bad, I continue to allow them in my life to continue to make me feel bad, now it's my fault. So I remove myself from those situations so that I can feel better about myself. And I build myself up so those things do not hurt me anymore. I remove myself from those situations. And we're always going to look for an excuse like, yeah, I'm in a toxic household and I can't leave. I understand those things. I understand those things. But if you know what's going on and you know you don't want to be a part of it, your mission should be so deeply engraved in your brain that you're working on yourself every day. So when it's time for you to leave, it's like that. If you're 15 years old right now, you're in a toxic household, and I'm not being insensitive in any way, because I know it's much harder and it's much easier said than done, especially when you're going through these things. But you should be trying to get a job as soon as possible, trying to make some money on the side, building yourself up, working out, becoming a better person. And I already know, because I've been through this too. People give out all this advice, tell you what to do and how to do this. And it's not like we're not trying. We try. But it feels like it's not working, right? It feels like you're not going nowhere. It almost feels like you're going backwards, doesn't it? But I'm here to tell you, the harder it gets, the more it feels like you're going backwards, the closer you are to getting over that hump. And one day you're going to look back and think, I am so glad I did not give up on me. I'm so glad. Because you deserve the world, my friend. You deserve everything that you want. But I'm telling you, it's up to you to get it. I could tell you you deserve the most beautiful house, the most beautiful partner, the most luxurious life, the most peaceful life. But if you don't stand up for yourself, if you don't stand up for your life, if you don't stand up for that love for you and for your life, it's never going to come to you. Nothing just comes to us. You have to go get it. And you have to be brave. You have to be consistent. You have to be committed to the cause. You have to be committed to yourself. Love yourself. Do things from the love of yourself. And if you do that, you practice that every day, and you don't complain, and you don't look at the negative things, you're going to be fine. I promise you. I promise you. Life gets hard. Life sucks at sometimes, right? But we need the ups, we need the downs. It's just life. You know what I mean? So whatever you're going through right now, I want to encourage you to keep going. I know you're working hard. I know it gets harder day by day. But I'm telling you, you will make it through. Things will get better. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. If this version of me could go back and tell, myself in my deepest and darkest places what would happen in X amount of time, they would just jump up like, oh snap, what are we sad for? We're gonna do this? What? Huh? That's how you should treat yourself all the time. Because in this last moment of me feeling at my worst, this version of me that you see right here today walked up to him and said, buddy, go ahead and get those emotions out. You only feel this way because you're a shell of yourself. You have not loved yourself enough. You have not tended to yourself enough. You have not catered to yourself enough. You have taken everything inside of you and spread it out everywhere, but you wouldn't even sprinkle a scent of love and compassion for yourself, to yourself, on yourself. All right? And I went to myself at the midst of it all. Right as the breakup happened, right as things started to, crumble. I said, buddy, you're going to be all right. Go ahead and get it out, because, if you didn't feel some type of way, then it wouldn't be real, because this was real. But we not laying down, we not weeping. We'll have a few nights when that happens. We're human. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let nobody make you feel like it's something wrong with you because you feel some type of way, because you're making slow progress, or because life is not going the way that you want it to be, or because it's life. We're human. We make mistakes. Everything doesn't go right. You're not supposed to be perfect. You are you. And as long as you are you and you own that, you're doing all right. So love yourself for who you are, not what you think you should be. You understand what I'm saying? Because most of the time when you think you should be something, it doesn't come from you. It comes from what people have told you. Oh, you were supposed to be a lawyer and a doctor, but you're a fitness coach. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do, and that's what I'm gonna do. Who cares what you think? Because when that day comes and you gotta go in the grave, you going in that grave. And when the day comes that I gotta go in the grave, I'm going in the grave. So how about I live my life the way I want to? How about I love myself the way I deserve to be loved? And if you want love from someone, if you feel lonely, then you gotta love yourself. You gotta enjoy your own company. And when you do those things, my friend, they will come. But I'm gonna tell you something. When they do come, you're gonna be like, let me feel you out. Let me see if you are worth, all of this. And what you'll find is everybody is not worth being around. And that's not, I'm not knocking anybody. It's just what it is. But then you're gonna meet some people. They're just sweeter than your own solitude. But remember, folks, always love yourself. You're never by yourself. You're always with yourself. And if you need a reminder, always come back to this video. Always come back to this conversation. So, I love you. You should start telling yourself that you love yourself, because delusion, it works. And once it works, it's no longer delusion. It's just a delayed reality. Peace and love. I'll talk to you soon.